Let's put this right here. Okay. Hi, everyone. Miss y'all too. But sometimes a break is just good for the soul and for the brain. The break is much necessary. It's like, woo! And yes, I came back to over 2,000 emails. I don't even know. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going or coming. But that is the thrill of this work that we do. Come on in, everybody. Hello, Mr. Professor. How are you? And thank you for the referral. I appreciate that. Woodley, welcome. Thank you. It was much needed. It was like, oh, I missed y'all, but it was needed. I'm gonna lie, it was needed because I was just thinking last week. It's like to think about it. I think the only time I've taken a break this year prior to last week, which wasn't really a break, but I had a friend come visit and I had to be in Atlanta for an interview. It was just everything was yeah. But anyway, and shout out to Mama J's restaurant in ATL. Is it Mama J's? Yeah, it's Mama J's restaurant ATL. Y'all, I'm not even kidding you. So I wanted to try somewhere different that I had not been to because I've been to quite a number of restaurants in ATL, Nigerian restaurants. Because if I go somewhere and there's a Nigerian restaurant, you better believe that we're going to find the very last one. Because where I live, the itty bitty town that I live in, there is no African restaurant at all within a 90-mile radius. This is labeling deep south. Yeah. So whenever I go to places where I know I'm going to get Nigerian food, I'm going. But I had to try. Someone told me to go try Mama J's, and so y'all don't. If you want to judge, that's your business. But I didn't even know there was this thing called native jollof rice. So it's in native jollof rice or native rice. I'm not sure, but it's made with palm oil. It's like jollof rice with palm oil, native rice. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So they give me a little to taste. It's a salty, I'm telling you. It's like, and I was like, I'll be damned. Where has this been all my life? So I literally, that's what I ate. But the food is really good. The food is really good. And then my friend that we went together, he didn't want to eat at first, but he actually did like the food. I was like, see. But anyway, so shout out to Mama G's restaurant. It was real good food, very, very welcoming people. And obviously, or expectedly, I had to meet somebody like, gosh, it's a lawyer coming in. It's like, yeah, that would be me. But and then I met, shout out to Mr. Gabriel, one of our clients too. I was like, do you know I was this tiny? A lot of people don't know how small I really am tiny. Like y'all don't know. I'm 5 foot tall. Because I have a very big personality. And then meet me in person like, we're going to see you nani. Like this, I wish you could know baggage claim. But we're not near. That's why my voice is loud. But anyway, so it was nice meeting y'all. And Mr. Gabriel is one of my clients we have never met before. It just so happens we were coming. Well, I think he gave me a different plane, but we arrived at the airport at the same time. So it was just great. It's always great to meet people. And Sentley, which one is Sentley? I always look forward to meeting people, especially people that we represent or we chat on live show and then we get to meet in person later on. It's always good. So hello, Miss EVM, how are you? So glad to be back. Welcome in, everyone. If this is the first time you're joining us, welcome. This is Attorney Abisola Adepola Olale. I'm an immigration attorney based in Alabama, but representing immigration clients in all 50 states. If you are a current client, you've sent me an email since last week or yesterday or today, bear with me. If you don't get a response, if it's been 72 hours, you don't get a response, send me another email. You're going to have to work with me on that because I've got over 2,000 emails to attend to. And that is even with staff. So just, I'll get through it. I usually do. So it's going to take time. And this is why it's hard for me to get away. And keep in mind, I still answer emails along the way. But anyway, back in, well, a bit rested, and kids and boys are back home as well. Yeah, let me Strange man. My baby boy is like my big kid. So my big kid is now my personal trainer. Wish us luck, because I wish him luck having me as a client. So I mean, he's guinea pig right now. So we'll see. We'll see how much I listen to instructions, because that's the thing. Because I'm mommy, so we'll see. But anyway, last week I was also exhausted when I saw the post that don't lie when it was a big. Don't make me feel guilty. You are excused. Mixed two of us. So hey, yeah. But anyway, if we can help you with your immigration case, we'll be glad to represent you. Contact our office 334-341-4475. Visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com. info@olalayalawfirm.com. Just remembered something. Let's see. Did I remember? info@olalayalawfirm.com. That's our email address. WhatsApp. Can you hear? He's back. WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. 334-344-4775 at Olale Immigration on all platforms. We do not take calls on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is strictly for text messages. But you can call us at 334-341-4475 or contact us on any of our social media platforms except TikTok. We don't respond to messages on TikTok because everything is streamlined. You got to have a system or else nothing is going to function. So I dragged myself here after work tired and then see the notice. I went straight to bed. Oh, thank you all. I really don't take it for granted. It really, it's truly, an act of love for when you come together. When we come together on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's late. It's not like 7 p.m. because everybody's just getting home. Because I'm just getting home and getting things settled, especially when you're a mom or a dad and all of that. So I didn't know you were an 18. I would have given you a Niger. Hey, listen, I probably will be back sooner than expected. It was not impromptu, but it was not. Listen. Anyway, next now I'll let you know. But anyway, let's talk immigration, y'all. What did you miss? Yes, it's been quite a bit. There's always something new. So this evening, been looking forward to your indictment. Thank you. Give me 1 second. TJ, Toshi, Oluwatoshi, T. Please keep it down. Thank you. Let's try that again. Okay. Hello, epic movements. I know you, I missed you too. So, but it's it's always a blessing to come together, and when you've got so much going on, especially with this administration, there's always one thing or the other. So having a positive space where we can come together and talk all things immigration and encourage one another is always good. Do I have highlights in my hair? No, this is the way it is growing out of my scalp. I don't, I don't know. Every single time, I'm telling you, if people haven't seen me, I can't tell you how many times people stop and like, "Is that your hair? Is that your hair? I love your hair. Did you have a highlights?" I'm like, "Why? Do people actually get gray highlights in your hair?" Because I don't know anyone who does that. So maybe for me, I'm just not. Because I'm like, okay, why in God's name would I put? But people are always fascinated with my gray hair. It's like, well, it is what it is. But anyway, let's talk immigration, y'all. Once again, we'll be glad to represent you. If you've got an immigration case, contact our office, 334-341-4475. We got quite a number of people saying, hey, I want a consultation with you this week. You don't have anything until next week. I don't. Keep in mind, I was out last week, so my schedule got really full rather quickly this week. So bear with me. It will ease out when we get into next week. But if you need someone that we can refer you to immediately, we'll be glad to do that. And so that you're not just waiting, that's no big deal. There are many immigration attorneys everywhere. Whoever it is that God has destined to help you is the person that's going to help you through your immigration case. So case approved today. Oh, thank you. On down more to one down, more to go. Okay, why do I think it's a lawyer from Cleveland? Why do I think I know who this is? Can you help me remember? I think I know who this is. I think. All right, but congratulations, and congratulations to Mr. T. Um, One of the highlights of my trip last week was being able to have him. He initially filed his 751 jointly, started experiencing quite a bit of. He didn't think he would rise to the level of extreme cruelty, and he consulted with us, and I was like, I think we can swing this and convert it to an abuse case. And he was like, okay, if you say so. Like, yeah, I do say so. I can guarantee anything. I can never guarantee any outcome, but I think we can. And as God will have it, we were able to successfully convert to an abuse case. No interview, was approved in less than 5 months or thereabout. And I was like, hey, oh, yes, 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 yes. Hello, you got my email. Okay. I was like, oh, I think it was just the mighty that to me. Yes, yes. God willing, fingers crossed. So always good to share some good news. Good news is always good. And I was like, okay, we can actually file for citizenship still based on 3 years, which was like, oh, really? I was like, yes, you can. You don't have to wait 5 years because your 751 was granted based on abuse. And we filed his citizenship, I want to say January. If you are an ATL, we're seeing not a bit of delay, but it's taking them longer compared to other places that I'm used to. I want to say we submitted either December or January. I'm not sure. I got to hold on 1 second. I can pull it up and let you know when we submitted his case, so you can use that and see if you're waiting on an interview in ATL. Oh, A B C D E F G H. Remember, if you see me, don't judge. H. Okay, it was filed December of last year. Okay, so we filed in December last year. Interview was last week, and he was also sworn in the same day. So now we got a new citizen that did not think he was going to get a 10-year green card to even start with, and now he is a citizen and he can move on with his life. Hello, Miss Avena. You have no idea how happy I am to see you. But I wanted to be. I hope you're doing much better and stronger. Okay, fingers crossed. I'm truly honored. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's talk immigration, y'all. All right, what are we talking about tonight? Travel ban. Let's talk travel ban. So last week, and if you're just joining us from this for the first time, let us know where you're joining from. Number one. Number two, if you got questions, put your questions in the comment section. Whatever time we have left, I try to go through as many questions as possible and give answers. Please do not repeat questions. If you repeat your question, I am going to skip it. And so if your question is not being read out, it's because you repeated the question. I'm going to skip it altogether. Travel ban. Who is affected? Let's talk travel ban. Who's affected? So one question I've gotten a lot of is, okay, so lawyer, she omaniki our Nigeria to my idol list that be mubokwe, my idol just this and all that. What's going on? Is it true? Is it not true? Can I travel? Can I not travel? Can my mom has a B1, B2 visa? Can they come in? Can they not come in? Let's talk about that. So, as you know, there are the initial countries that were on the travel ban initially. So those were, let's see. I think there were 19 countries initially. 7 had complete ban, and 12 had no. I think I may be mixing it up. Maybe 12 had complete ban and 7 had. Don't quote me on that. But 19 countries initially. Some had a complete ban and some had restrictions. Right now, Is it true? So the question is it true that some other countries are going to be added to the travel ban? The short answer to that is potentially yes. So I can't tell you yes, I can say, but potentially yes. And here's why I said potentially. Now, truth be told, we all know where this is going because we went through his first term, right? So we know the countries that were on the travel ban during the first term. We had, the Islamic ban, a Muslim ban, and we had the other ban, which really were predominantly Muslim and African countries, Muslim, African, Caribbean countries. Truth be told, and we're supposed to be, and it's not anti-racist, right? Yeah, but here we are, because I don't know of any European countries that are on the travel ban. It's not like they're, but anyway, I digress. So, is there a new list that's now been added to the 19 countries that currently have a ban? No, but what has happened is the Department of State has instructed their embassies in these other countries to notify the countries that they have 60 days to comply with some instructions. So save this country just feels they can command everybody. But anyway, to comply with instructions that they have been given, specific instructions that the U.S. government has given them in order for them to not be banned, meaning their citizens banned from traveling to the United States. So they've got 60 days. Some of those instructions, and put it down, let me see. Hold on, if I can pull it up real quick. So some of those instructions include that they have to have proper vetting processes for their passport holders, meaning their citizens. They have to accept their citizens if they're deported. So this is part of the issue, like, because most of these countries are saying, no, we're not going to accept, people being deported. So they have to accept their citizens if they're deported from the United States. They have to have better vetting processes in place for their citizens. They have to have proper documentation and curtail fraudulent documents. Nigeria being one of those countries that actually has been included in countries being told to make sure that they vet documentation and their citizens are not providing fraudulent documents in the United States. What else? Let's see. So these other countries, 60-day ban, vetting process, accept their citizens if they're deported, curtail fraudulent documentation. So there's 36 countries that have been given these instructions, and each country has different instructions, but most of them are about the same. Some of the countries include, and I'm Nigerian, if you don't know, and I'm sure why you would not know that, but so that's why I'm vested in Nigeria. So Nigeria is one of them. Is it Niger or Niger? Niger, yeah, we're neighbors right there, because USC has mixed that error so many times. They put Niger on a lot of my, I can't even tell how many times I've emailed the Vermont service, especially viral-related cases on EADs or on the I-360 receipt notices, rather than they just cut away the IA and make Niger. And anyway, so you've got St. Kitts, you've got St. Lucia, you've got Senegal, you've got Ghana, hey Miss Savannah, Ivory Coast, Egypt, Ethiopia, Dominica, Djibouti, Republic of Congo, Cameroon, Burkina Faso, Republic of Benin, Angola, Antigua, what else? Tanzania, Syria, what's yours on? Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda. So those are some of the countries that have been given these directives and have 60 days to comply with the instructions that the U.S. government has given them. And if they do not comply with those instructions, then they will potentially also be added to the travel ban. Travel ban right now, as it stands, include people that cannot travel from those initial countries. There are exceptions. The exceptions include those who are green card holders And one of the things I had to consult this afternoon, and someone told them that because they're a conditional resident, they cannot travel. Absolutely incorrect. There is nothing that is restricting a conditional resident from being able to travel and come back into the country as long as your 2-year green card is valid, as long as if you've got a 751 pending, you've got a valid extension notice of the 4-year extension notice, and there is nothing in your record that is going to prevent you from gaining admission back into the country. It's one thing to have your documents your documentation. It's another thing to have something that prevents you, like a criminal record or a pending charge or something along that line, that's going to not affect your entry into the United States. But as far as that whole rumor of a conditional green card holder cannot come in, false. Nothing. You have the same right as a 10-year green card holder. Same privileges, same right to travel, same right to work, as long as it is valid. Now, if your 751 was denied and you were outside the country when it was denied, that's a different story. Then it's time to get you an attorney, because you may end up being placed in the remote proceedings. But I'm talking to someone who's got nothing, no issues in your background. It's nothing like that. But so green card holders, citizens, people who hold dual citizenship. So, for instance, if you are a citizen of one of the countries that's currently on the travel ban, but you're also a citizen of another country that's not on the travel ban, then nothing stops you from using your passport from that other country to gain entry into the United States. And then visas are not going to be restricted for immediate relatives. So spouses of citizens, spouses of citizens, parents of citizens. Let's see. So spouses of citizens, parents of citizens, the children of citizens, people who are granted adoption visas, special immigrants, people who are involved in traveling for the World Cup or Olympics or major sporting events. Other than that, there are some exceptions. We'll put this link on our website, so if you want to take a look at that. So that's what is going on tonight. It is not, I want to be very clear, there isn't a new travel ban or new list of countries added to the travel ban yet. These 36 countries are those that can potentially be added to the travel ban. Is it going to be possible? Will it be? Knock each child out. But anyway. Is it possible that they come back after the 60 days and claim that those countries did not comply with everything? Absolutely. We've seen it happen before. And I think that's where this is going. So what I would just suggest, and my recommendation, my advice right now is, if you've got someone who is traveling, or whatever the case may be, a relative that's from one of these countries that is traveling or will be traveling, you want to talk to them, let them know that they have to make their plans within the 60 days, because you just never know. I had a client's what's it called, fiance, nothing wrong with, from Yemen, nothing wrong with. Everything was fine, because they consulted with me today as well. Everything was fine, but they denied the K1 visa. Why? Because the country is on the travel ban. So that's the atmosphere of what we're seeing right now. By the end of the day, this too shall pass. There's no one born and created and breathed into existence by God that God cannot control. So that, there you have it. So who is affected right now? The only ones that are affected by travel ban are those 19 countries that there has been the executive order against, effective June 9. These other 36 countries do not have travel bans yet. They have the directives from the Department of State that they have to comply with specific instructions, to include some of the points that I brought up. And after the 60 days, they will assess if those countries are compliant with that. If not, then potentially they will be added to the travel ban as well. So that's all she wrote, people. Hopefully that helps put things in perspective. Some other updates, we'll talk about that on Thursday. There's some information that I want to get more of. But we're just going to take it a day at a time. That's all we can do. Like I do my inspirational quotes myself, because that's just my brain, and what I wake up feeling, and what is my meditation and my devotion with God. So it was just something about, when there are a lot of reasons why panic was setting these days. Many reasons why and it's justifiably so, right? But when you find yourself in a situation where you are leaning towards panicking and you have a panic attack or anxiety, make a conscious effort, a conscious decision to choose prayer. We can pray anywhere. You don't have to. I like to share on Die by Fire MFM. If you're from MFM, don't come for me. Just come for yourself. I went to MFM. How many years? Much MFM. That thing messed with my brain. I think that's anyway. I digress. But don't come for me. Come for yourselves. But we're not doing MFM die in public. No. Prayer is a communication line between you and God. It doesn't have to be loud. It's just you knowing that your soul is speaking with heaven. And so when you find yourself, in a panic attack, it's time to dial it back and choose prayer and communicate with God and communicate with heaven, and let him hear you loud and clear. And he hears and he listens to us. And just let that take over and replace that panic with prayer. All right, let's get to questions. Responses to questions or general information. Hey, Miss Salima, how are you? It doesn't matter. How are you? How's my young lady and the kids? Because she's not a kid anymore. Good evening. I actually wanted to let you know that I was in ATL, but I just didn't have enough time. But I know I've told you, and I was like, I don't even want to bother her. She's got a lot on her hands. But would you be okay, like even if it's short, because my travels are usually short notice, like that's the nature of my work in just my life. It is what it is. I can, and sometimes, for instance, next week I'm going to have some time off. Well, not time off, but my kid is going to be with his dad every other week. And I may just get up and like, okay, I'm going. I'm going to, and the good thing about work is I can work from anywhere and just go. So that's the story of my life, especially when you're single. Because I don't listen. It'll be good to have a partner, and really, this days for whatever reason, I'm like, you know what? I'm getting older. I'm going to be 47 in 2 months, and like it would be nice to actually not turn 50 and be single. But then again, it's also nice not to run my plans by anybody. Like I can just up and go. Everything. Like my mom would say, something about you should not just eat or something like I don't know. But the point being, each choice has its own pros and cons. We are working on this. You're single. Single and keep working. I actually sat with someone on the plane. You know how you sit with someone on the plane and you just know that I don't want to talk to you, but they want to talk to you by fire, by force. Anyway, I think that's part of the problem. But it's good not to run my ideas by anyone. I can just up and go wherever and whenever. But then again, you come back on like, okay, it would be nice to have someone to talk to. But it depends on the day. It just depends on the day. But anyway, so if you're okay with me letting you know short notice, that's the story of my life. What can I say? Hello, Miss Kovina. How are you? We are doing well. Thank you for asking. Hey, Miss Collins. Well, St. Kitts is on the potential list too, so so I may be the one that will come in to see you, but we'll see. Hello, Miss Akiele, Miss Christiana. How are you and the children? 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. What does that mean, concept? Because I just hear my mom say it. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒂𝒏𝒕 is what? The Lord will send your voice. I don't know if I should say amen or well. See, that's the dilemma I have. Some days I'm like amen, and some days I'm like Okay, just one more day. Hold on one second, guys. I don't know, but we'll see. I think when you've been married, because I was married for 15 years, it messes with your brain. It really does. I was married for 15 years, and then I was engaged to somebody else, and I was with that other person for 3.5 years, and you're like, okay, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it's me. It is what it is. But anyway, I have a bad case. Hi. I have a bad case. She has, okay, sister has a bad case. Okay, now we go with sister. Has a bad case. Her son derivative, he was 20, now he turned 22. Can she file adjustment? Can she file adjustment status for bond not approved yet? As long as he was included in the VAC petition, and obviously he was, okay, he was derivative, okay, when he was 20. So yeah, even though he's now 22, the age that controls is the age that he was when the VAL petition was submitted. So even though he's 22, he's still eligible to apply for adjustment of status because that would have locked in his age at that time. Disclaimer, nothing specific to anyone's case, just general information, responses to your questions. Hey, Miss Mary, how are you? Okay. All right. So yes, she should be able to do that. Okay, Miss Alimata, sometimes it's short notice, but I will let you know. I will let you know if it doesn't work. That's fine, no problem. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to meeting you. I can't even wait to meet y'all for real. All right, let's go to TikTok. Let's see, what's the time? 9:03. I just sent your light to someone now. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Very much appreciated. Thank you. May God raise helpers to come, bring helpers your way, and people who will support you in everything that you do. I have 3 months with filing. I have 3 months. I had 3 months with filing. I'm assuming you mean you filed a motion to recalendar or dismiss for the last 3 months, but no response. Is that what you mean? Mink, is that what you mean? Okay, so if you don't hear from the court, contact the court. That's what you have to do. Contact the court, or maybe it's time to. Suzuki, thank you for joining. Welcome. Maybe it's time to get yourself an attorney so they can communicate with the DHS attorney on your behalf. But while you recalendering or well, I don't know, it depends on the case. Because keep in mind that, so thanks for bringing that up. Be careful about asking to dismiss your case if you don't have a basis or another relief with USCIS, because what's going on is ICE agents are stationed in immigration courts waiting for judges to dismiss cases for people. DHS attorneys are actually moving to dismiss cases just because they know that if the case is dismissed, so there's nothing holding you. You don't have any more due process that's ongoing in court. You don't have any relief with USCIS, so they're able to just detain you, and then get you on your way to being removed from the country. So that's one, quote unquote battle that a lot of my colleagues and I are fighting in court now. So be careful about getting cases dismissed. You just have you have to make sure that it's in your favor, because you've got an alternative to being in removal proceedings, and it's not something where you're just going to go from court and being detained by ICE. What do you think of traveling to Niger at this time as someone on the J1 visa? Anything about travel, unless you are a client of mine or you're consulting with me, where I can ask you specific questions and delve into your background fully and specifically. I'm just not going to give you any suggestion or advice regarding that. So it's best to sit down with the lawyer on your case, or if you don't have one, have a consultation so they can ask you specific questions and give you a much more specific answer or recommendation for your own case. Can I file K1 visa when the beneficiary is in a restricted country? And so that's what I just talked about, that the person who consulted with me, whose fiance is from Yemen, and their K1 visa was denied because of this travel ban. So we're seeing the effect of that already. How long? Anything about how long is something going to take? Present time, whether it be at embassy or USCIS, USCIS.gov/present time will give you the present time for USCIS applications. But as far as embassy, that does I can speculate to what's going on in embassies. Okay. Okay, the same thing. How long does it take? Anything about how long go on USCIS website to get that information? My interview is next month. I'm so happy. Glory be to God. Okay, that's good. How is a waiver approved at adjustment level? How is a waiver approved at adjustment level affecting nationality? Lord can, if you can rephrase your question. Susan Freeman from, nice to meet you, Miss Susan. Absolutely nice to meet you. My friend's PhD got revoked and his work permit denied. What can be done for him? He needs to sit down with a lawyer to discuss what options he has. Does it affect I-130 data of unmarried over 21, which case is at NBC in Nigeria? So I want to be clear now. I want to be very clear. I haven't said anything, and that's, this is where news gets transmitted wrongly. I haven't said anything about Nigeria being on travel ban. So this video is going to be up so you can replay it. What I've said so far about Nigeria and Ghana and sending is potentially because there was a directive given today by the Department of State to those countries saying they've got 60 days to comply with specific instructions to avoid being added to the travel ban. So I haven't said anything about Nigeria being added to a travel ban as we speak today. Okay. What if you are adopted but you do not have any paperwork besides your adoption birth certificate? So what is your question? What is your question about that in immigration? Okay, let's see. Thank you, 𝒂𝒏𝒕. Yes, these two shall pass. Absolutely. For everything, there is a season. All right, so travel questions. Navarre is taking almost 4 years. Is it normal? There's nothing abnormal with USCIS. Absolutely nothing abnormal with USCIS, to be honest with you. But we're seeing cases that were filed between June 2021 and December 2021 being adjudicated now. And by adjudication, I'm meaning either approval or need additional evidence. They send in RFEs. That's my child. Miss in the sanctuary, one of your constituents. Last kids, I'm telling you, there. I try to call the court to find out, but the court is never going to call you back. Don't even bother yourself. Sometimes you may even have to go there on your own or get yourself an attorney. Okay, let's see. I have eval approval. Okay. So based on that, or so you're trying to recount it so you can adjust in court, or did you file? So Ming, did you file an I-485 with USCIS, or are you looking to file, or did you file one with the court? Or what exactly have you filed your adjustment of status? I guess is what I'm asking. If you want to answer that, CJ, we need to buy something. And I can close my door, but it's just that I shouldn't have to be, I'm headstrong like that too. Shouldn't have to be restricted in the home where I pay the darn mortgage. And but anyway, I digress. Hello, Miss Queen Khadija. How are you? Missed you guys last week as well. Glad to be back. Welcome, to the most positive immigration space on social social platforms, safest space to celebrate immigration victories and ask questions about new policies with this salt and pepper hit lady right there. Mr. TJ, well, you already know how he is. You already know how he is. Okay, you can hear him. Does your other son live with you? Yeah, my kids live with me. Why would they not live with me? Well, obviously he's in college, so do we need a break? But his room is on the other side of the house. That's number one, because TJ's room is right across from my home office right here. SJ is on the other side of the house. Number one. Number two, even if he was next door, you would not hear a pin drop. No, you wouldn't hear it. You wouldn't even know you wouldn't. Sometimes I gotta go check, like, hey, did he go out? Is he still in? Like, what's going on? Yeah. Same parents, two completely different personalities. So there we have it. Hope to see you next time when you're in ATL. Queen Khadija, are you also in ATL? Really? Why did that not occur to me? I thought you were. I thought you were in Florida, right? Am I mixing that up? I think last time I spoke, I thought you were in Florida. But anyway, okay. Come to New York. I should be in New York next month, actually. I should be in New York next month. When is this interview? I think it's July 17. 17 or 18. So with some smoky fish and poma. No, there was no poma in this native rice, but there was. Is that smoky fish? I don't know. I just know that it tasted like, those kind of delicacies that your grandmother in the village back home, like I remember my dad's mother, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, where she never owned, even when, because obviously they had blenders and all that, she never owned anything electronic. She made her food from scratch with those stone grind, whatever, the stone, whatever. She grinded her pepper with that. Everything was made and it tasted like out of this world. So that's what it tasted like someone made it from. That's what, because I've never tried that before. It's like, what? Village, I think, was it village or native jollof rice? I think they called it native with different kind of fish. It was really good. It was really, really good. It's like, what? Where has this been all my life? Okay, let's see. Thank you for your honesty, Mr. In the Sanctuary. So it's good. It's good. Been looking forward to your live videos. Thank you. Thank you. TJ is having a time. He is. The story of my life. Oh, epic movements. I never got that. Can you forward that email back to me? Because like I said, forward your email to me, because I don't think listen, I always tell people, if you don't get a response from me after 3 days, because I don't send me repetitive emails within some 2 hours. If you do, it's going to delay your response. But if you have sent it and I haven't responded, please send me a reminder, because that's going to be very helpful. So please, epic movement, forward the email to me, please. It has to be somewhere. I am Lamsey. Thank you. Hello, Adebayo from Chicago. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. I've been getting calls from home that Niger was added on that list since last week, something that had not even been mentioned at the time. You gotta know that. You know how people will say. And that's why I was said, let me be very clear. They've got 60 days. Now, can that 60-day period change? You already know this administration comes up with all kind of craziness. So, but for right now, as we speak at this moment, that's what it is, 60 days. Can we wake up tomorrow morning and they decide, well, one country already responded and they put, it's possible. They come up with all kind of excuses. So let's just wait. But for right now, no, there's no new list yet. Will this ban affect K1 visas for Nigeria, and can someone who already has visiting visa? So I'm assuming that just like the current travel ban that they have, where one of the exceptions is those is for those who have valid visas where they can still travel. That doesn't guarantee admission at the port of entry, but if you have a valid visa from any of those restricted countries, they can still travel. They just will not issue any new non-immigrant visas. So if that person already has a K1 visa, I would assume they can travel. But if the consult I had today with the guy from Yemen is anything to go by, then there's a possibility that the K1 for someone in Nigeria can also potentially be affected. But an emphasis on potentially, because right now there is nothing. I just want to be clear on that. That's the old Africa. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's like by the time you add Nigeria, Senegal, Ghana, Cameroon, like what's left? Benin, what's left? Like what's left? Yeah. So that's what your son though. I'm telling you, listen. Will this travel ban affect marriage green card application? So immediate relatives are going to be exempt. So that's not going to be affected based on what we know of the current travel ban. Pray and praise anyway. Absolutely. Keep working on the single life. Florida Gold Empire, welcome back. Been a while. Okay, let's see. Does travel ban affect conditional green card? No. With the caveat that says that, with my caveat saying, if there's anything in your record that is completely different from the travel ban issue, then that's different. Okay. If someone has a conditional green card that will be expiring next June, can they travel to their home country in September to December? Like I said before, I don't give travel advice unless I know your more background information, or you can ask your attorney. So this is just general information. Travel right now is very risky. So it's not something I can say, oh yes, without knowing anything about your background. And then you say, it's slow, and you can really travel. No, we ain't gonna do that. We're not doing that. Can one dismiss green card interview after being approved asylum? What do you mean dismiss green card interview? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Are you talking about if you can ask them to cancel your marriage-based green card interview because you not have an approved asylum? Is that what you're asking? If that's your question, then that means you are going to ask the field office that you're going to withdraw your application based on the fact that you not have an asylum, and then you're going to be filing your green card based on your asylum later on. Yeah. I feel sorry for the administration that will come after this. I'm telling you. If you guys remember, Biden had to do a lot of cleanup, a lot of damage, a lot of repairs, a lot of building up of relationship with ships with countries. And people may say all they want about Biden, but he had a tough time. Just even coming up from the COVID period and mending fences, quote unquote, and getting back to where people were still, things were normal again. And here we are once more. So here we are. Here we are. Do you do I-130 when spouses in Nigeria? Yes, we do. Actually, do quite a bit of that. And we just actually got another one approved for Mr. A. They had initially filed themselves. It was denied. And so we are very, very happy for them. So now his wife is one step closer to getting here. And like I said, immediate relatives are exempt from the travel ban. I will let you know sometime next month. I love New York. I'm also licensed in New York. So thank you. I'm licensed in New York. So I have to come this year anyway, because I have to come get something done regarding my license. So anyway. Okay. Alrighty. So I think we have gone through. Let me go back here. Good to join after a while. Welcome back. How easy is it to file for your children abroad with a conditional green card? Is it better for the U.S. citizen spouse to file as their step parent? Yes, it's not. It's preferable. Let me put it that way. It's not like it's better, but it's preferable as long as they still qualify as stepchildren. Can I adjust? Pearl cut short. I-94 expired, but I have valid TPS. Wife is an LPR, fight I-130. January priority date is current. Medical done. Can TPS rate adjustment? Generally, it does, but I would say that you need Supernova. I would say sit down with a lawyer that can assess your specific case and be able to tell you specifically if you can adjust. This is general information, so I can tell you yes or no because that's a very specific question you're asking. Got my green card through Val. Congratulations. And my ex-wife green card is a green card holder. Okay. When can I apply for citizenship? 5 years. My green card from my ex-wife. Yeah. So 5 years from when you got your green card, because your ex-wife is a green card holder. Was a green card holder. Okay. Do you help asylum cases pending interview? I don't. I help in the sense that, so I take over cases, but I don't take over cases until I have reviewed your record. And I review your record by doing a FOIA request and review directly from USCIS, which means that I cannot tell you if I'm going to take your case until I have reviewed your record. And now I will decide after review of your record whether it's a case I'm going to take or not. So obviously, FOIA is a separate service on its own. I don't take over cases until I've reviewed your file and decide if I'm going to take over your case. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Mr. Ben and Mr. Coben is saying hello. Let's see. Okay. USCIS website states 52.5 months is the processing time for I-130 petition by a U.S. citizen spouse. Is this accurate? Hopefully not. I haven't had, knock on wood, 52 months. I didn't go. I went to law school, so I don't have to do math. But my calculation says that's over 4 years. May we not see a reason why I-135 by U.S. citizen spouse is going to be 4 years. The maximum that we're seeing is 15 months. About National Benefits Center is a service. I don't think it's going to. That's average, but we're not seeing. That's going to be something that will be terribly wrong for it to be over 4 years, and for a citizen, immediate relative, no. All right. Let's see. Good evening. I called today to book an appointment. Okay, so you must have been given the information to book the appointment. So what's your question? Do you advise to expedite EB to I-140 if the case is not approved yet and the date is current? If you have, if the priority date is current, and because I have some cases like that, we filed a regular case and it's been pending forever. One thing I've seen with petitions that are eligible for premium processing is they take their sweet time to adjudicate those I-140, I-129. If those petitions qualify for premium processing, even if it's outside normal processing time, they don't bother. They'll tell you, even if you call and say it's outside normal processing time, they'll tell you that you have the option of doing premium processing because obviously they want to make money. So I tell my clients, just hold on. But when the priority date becomes current, for instance, we have, July visa bulletin that is out. And so you already know it's moved 1 month, and you know that you're going to be able to file a green card application at that point, then it makes sense to now pay for the premium processing service. So at least you know whether your case is going to be approved or not. Hope that answers your question, Dami. When can we call you? You can call my office when we're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Alabama Central Standard Time. And you get to speak to my assistant who can give you information about how to set up a consultation to discuss your case. Let's see. I've been in remote proceedings for 10 years. Wow. 10 years. I did not file I-45 with the court or USCIS. Okay, I'm hoping my case will be dismissed so I can file with USCIS. Mink, I wanted to talk to an attorney and just make sure you've got a good strategy, because you may be better off filing to re-calendar and then file your adjustment status in court so you don't have any lapse. Talk to a lawyer. That's going to be my suggestion for you. Case was submitted since October 2000. Oh, I have cases since November and December 2023. That's exactly what I still called regarding the case today, and that's exactly what they told us. Like, well, it qualifies for premium processing. Yeah, they want you to pay the $2,805. So you're just going to waste your time telling. So just let it be. Because I still have about 17 approvals between 2023 and 2024 that we're still waiting to file the green card. So we just have approvals of the EB2, but we can't do anything, and they have to keep being in status and extending F1 because the priority date is not current. So take your sweet time, but once it becomes current, then that will make a difference. Okay, let's see. Does travel ban affect to your green card holders? Generally, no. But I've already explained that. So this video will be also you can listen to what I explained. I just got denied I-45 because it's misrepresentation. That's why I called. Maybe I can reopen. If you called, I can guarantee you, Tammy, that my assistant would have provided you with information to set up a consultation, or Lydia would have sent you that. I can guarantee that because they know how I am with information and all that. So that's what you're going to have to do. There's just no way around that. So we look forward to seeing if we can help you, but that's what you're going to have to do. Okay. All right, people. It's great to be back. I'm telling you, I love what I do because I usually work from home on Mondays. Yeah, yesterday was really, really hectic for me. So today I had court because I represent the state of Alabama. Like, I'm everywhere. I represent the state of Alabama with child services. Like, we are the ones who advocate for, obviously, the people who abuse children, and then go to court and advocate to either keep the kid out of the home or when it's time to take it. Anyway, so I had that this morning and went to work into the office, and I got in the office and there was just a feeling of, okay, I'm back kind of thing, and just doing. I love what I do for the state of Alabama. I love criminal defense, but when you just know that you're in your element when you start doing immigration work, it's a different kind of feeling. It's just a different kind of feeling. So yes, there's so much going on. There's always one update or the other: travel ban or no travel ban, or can we travel or can we not travel? And ICE is speaking of people in court, people being detained, and which is a possibility, and being arrested after your interview, especially if you've got something in your record. All of that, yes, is it true? Is it going on? It is. However, that is still subject to God's, God's authorization, God's permission. Unless God permits it, there's nothing that's going to change or alter his plans for us. So that's why I said this morning, panic is going to set in because there's so much going on. Just Thursday, 4 days ago, innocent people just, I was watching the news, and this guy who finally was, I think, I'm not sure, hopefully I got this story correct. I think he'd been in the UK for a while, and his family was now finally moving to the UK with him. And unfortunately, they were on the Air India plane, and we all know what happened. But because they say that says everything is in God's hands. We cannot understand why things happen. There's no telling what happened, but God knows best. So there's nothing that we're going through right now that, even though it brings about panic and lets panic set in, that God doesn't understand and hasn't figured out a way out. We may not understand it. We may not understand the process or why it is that we have to endure what we're enduring. But at the end of it all, there's no one's life that doesn't have its own purpose. So whenever you see that panic is setting in, replace that and let prayer set in. Let prayer take over and know that as long as you have put it and you have communicated that with God, then leave it. There's nothing else we can do besides communicating that in prayer. That's our communication line, which is prayer. We all have that access to him. So speak and advocate for yourself, intercede on your own behalf, intercede on behalf of others. And just know that there's no law or rule or policy or executive order or ban that anyone can put in place that's going to alter God's plan for each and every one of us. Nothing is going to alter his plan for you. Nothing can undo what he has ordained for your destiny. So just keep hanging on, keep believing, keep filing your cases, and knowing that your own turn is coming, so that when your turn comes, we'll be there to celebrate with you. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye.